Hey you guys, it's Yesenia from writermom.net, and I'm here kind of more informally today. So my kids are napping and they've been sick all week, so instead of like running down and setting up everything, I just thought I'd sit on the couch today and talk with you guys for a few minutes. Hopefully they stay asleep, and if not, then things are gonna get interesting around here for sure. So today what I'm talking with you guys about is why I'm going all in with Amazon KDP Select / Kindle Unlimited, and if it's something that you should consider for your author business. Like I said, I'm Yesenia. If you're here, welcome, and thank you guys so much for joining me. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this too. Are you in Kindle Unlimited / KDP Select, or are you wide, which means that you're not just on Amazon, you're on the other retailers like Kobo, Apple Books, Nook, etc. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, but I kind of just wanted to share with you guys like my experience and why I've made this decision to go all in with Amazon and see how that goes. So in October, today's November 1st. In October, along with unpublishing my entire backlist, which is another story and something that I talked about recently. If you want to look into that, I'll put the link down below in the description or on the blog post, wherever you're at. In October, I unpublished my entire backlist, which was 8 books, and I only left the remaining 2 books of like the current series that I've been working on. And then with those 2 books, I decided to go full in on Amazon and enroll them in Kindle Unlimited. And then just from doing that, not from having a new release, and then I've actually haven't been doing ads. Like usually I keep several Amazon ads going. I've experimented with Facebook ads in the past, but this month I think I spent like $40 on Amazon ads. They just haven't been doing a lot for me, or for other authors in general. They've just been kind of weird. I don't know if something is kind of going on. I think a big part of it is like the new suggested bid of 75 cents, which I think just really drove costs up and made it really hard to get visible through Amazon ads. But yeah, the only thing I did was enroll my books into Kindle Unlimited, told my mailing list about it, which is about 1,500 people, and that's it. And it was like my best month to date by far. So not just like barely, but by far. My best month, I've hit a few different zones this year. So like in May, I started releasing this new current series, which is Written to Market, YA romance. I had my best month to date, like by a lot. I hit $2,000 for the first time. When I first started out, I did 0 or 1 sale a month for 18 months, and then I was in the $600 to $1,000 range for 2 or 3 years after that. And then this year was the first year that I finally hit $2,000. My best month before that was $1,300, so $2,000, I almost doubled what I had made before. And then in October, I hit $3,000 for the first time, which is just crazy. Every time I show my husband, he can't believe it either, and it's just awesome. I feel like I'm finally gaining traction. I finally like really know what I'm doing, and things are just like going up for me from here. So I'm just so excited. And it hasn't been like super easy thing. Like this has been like a lot of work and time and effort that's been going into this since a year ago, honestly. Like I started planning this series during NaNoWriMo last year. And I didn't even release the first book until late April, and then the next book came out in August, and then now I have a couple more books. The 3rd book in the series comes out this month, a couple more weeks, and then a Christmas novella bonus thing that I wrote is coming out as well at the end of the month. So it's just, I feel like I have a lot of momentum right now. Things are going great. I'm excited, and a lot of it is because I made this decision to go into KU and write to market and be consistent and release faster than ever. And I'm also like, I'll note, because this is important, I'm also not like working myself to death. I'm not a workaholic. I think I used to be, and it didn't really create any success for me. But I'm really just working smarter. I'm taking care of myself. I'm still spending tons of time with my family. My kids and I have been sick this whole week. I'm starting to get over it, but they're still like on the mend. And I've been able to take most of the week off, and the world's not going to end or anything. Like, I'm fine and everything's going to be fine. And again, all of this to say that I'm being more successful than ever, but I'm definitely not like sacrificing my family or my self-care in the process. And so, yeah, my daily sales had been going down a lot before. Like, my books did great during launch, but then they kind of failed to stay sticky, and that's really what bummed me out, because the money is really like in the long tail and keeping your book up there, and I just wasn't sure why mine weren't doing that and other books were. And so like my sales were really starting to take a hit because of that, because my books were losing a lot of visibility, especially after launch. Like, I'd have a great launch month, and then the next month, like, sales would just go way down. And then even with a BookBub in August, when I released the second book, I was lucky enough to get a BookBub. And even like with that, like, it was a good month. I didn't have to do that many ads other than the BookBub, and I made like $2,700 or something. But even so, like, my sales at the wide retailers were never amazing. Like, if before I had made anywhere from like $20 to $50 there, during the BookBub month I made like $200 or $300, which is great. But then the next month it just kind of went back down. Like, I couldn't stay sticky over there. I couldn't gain a tail over there. So I was like, okay, something's going on, and I realized, like, duh, like, the vast majority of the top indie authors in young adult romance, which is my genre, they're in KU, and they're killing it in KU, and their books are just sticking up in the charts forever. And I think that makes sense, because really, like, YA romance, YA contemporary romance, like, those readers are basically romance readers, and romance readers are voracious readers, and they love KU, and so duh, like, that makes sense. Like, no wonder these authors are doing great in KU. It's because basically we're still a romance genre, and romance readers love KU. So that was the stickiness. The lack of stickiness was my biggest challenge before, and I've pretty much solved that by going into KU. My books are like, book one is consistently staying anywhere from like top 15 to like top 25 in the main category, which is really, really competitive this year. Just especially with like To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and like these couple of new indie authors that have just like kind of come out of nowhere the past year or so, and they're just absolutely killing it, and they're doing amazing, and I'm so happy for them. But yeah, it has been really, really competitive and really hard to get like up there in the charts. And so now I've solved my biggest challenge with being into KU. Like, I've already doubled what I was making before just from making that move. And so I think I'm glad I did that, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not doing it sooner. But yeah, now I can go from having a big successful launch to also seeing a nice long tail and stickiness afterwards. So that's great. I still don't love the thought of putting all my eggs into one basket, and that's why it took me so long to like make that move to go into KU. I went into KU back in 2016, I think. It was when I was pregnant with my 2-year-old, and right when I had her. I put my current series at the time into KU, and I also had like a great month that month. But then, like, it was right when that whole page flip thing happened, and I went from like doing amazing for a few weeks to just like literally like almost nothing overnight. And I was just like devastated and upset and frustrated about that, because like Amazon didn't really offer a solution or anything like that. So I was just like so over KU. So again, I'm not loving the thought of like being all in with them and like putting, getting basically like going through that risk. But really, like, I'm just gonna like make the best of it for now, try to ride the wave, see how well my books can do, and put away money in case the worst happens. It's kind of like hope for the best, plan for the worst kind of thing. I'm gonna set money aside in savings. I'm gonna keep up my mailing list and make sure if I need to tell my readers, hey, like, I'm not on Amazon anymore, whatever, if something happens, whether it's my account or like KU just kind of like goes under or something, like I can still tell my readers where to find me. So so yeah, I mean, if you, it's kind of one of those situations. If you can't beat them, join them. So I couldn't beat them. I've decided to join them, and I've gone into KU. And so far, it's proven to be a good decision. We'll kind of see. I know it's not like a guarantee that things are going to be awesome forever, but I'm going to have new releases coming every couple of months. And once I have like a bigger backlist, maybe a couple of series, maybe I'll do like a monthly promo kind of thing or something like that, just to keep my books sticky if they start to fall or anything. So yeah, so for me, being wide was hard. I think a lot of it is like also that I'm a mom with littles, and you can be successful wide, but a lot of it is like your time. You really have to spend a lot of time and effort, like marketing on those other platforms, booking promos with them, maybe networking with those people, and like getting them to like throw you a little promo love. And then also like running ads to those places. Oh, excuse me. I can think of at least one author who's killing it with Apple Books. I think she's making even more on Apple Books than she is with Amazon, and that's because she's found success with Facebook ads. And it took her some time to figure those out, but now she's doing awesome on Facebook ads and iBooks because she put in the time and effort and money. She invested in those, she learned them, she figured them out, and now she's doing amazing, and that's great for her. But for now, I'm gonna stick in KU, and I'm gonna see how that goes. And another part of it is like just your genre too. Like for the most part, if you look at the top 50 or even top 20 in my category, most of those authors are in KU. And so that's like another big reason I decided to just join. Let me see what else I want to talk about here. And yeah, another big reason that I joined was like with KU, you just automatically get so much extra visibility and money just right off the bat without doing anything. You get those free days, you get the countdown deals, you get the rank boost from those page reads, you get the extra money from the page reads. Like there's just a lot of benefits from being in KU, and with the top indie authors in my genre being in KU, it was more of a like, it was easier for me to make the decision just based off on all of those things. So yeah, I mean, it has a lot of benefits. It's still not a perfect program. There's lots of scamming that happens because of KU. There's lots of like author accounts that mistakenly get shut down or banned because of KU. So I'm not thrilled about that risk, but you know, I'm just gonna see how it goes. Set money aside, like I said, pay off my business credit card, and just plan for the worst, hope for the best. And then if you want to decide whether you should go into KU, here are some things to consider. Some of this is like what I've already talked about, and how I decided was number one, look at the top 50, but really focus in on the top 20 of your main category, not the smaller categories, and figure out like, are those authors in KDP Select or are they wide? What are the most successful authors in your genre doing? And try to kind of copy what they're doing, because that's obviously what's working. There is something to be said for zagging when everybody else is zigging, but you also don't want to reinvent the wheel when it comes to, you know, your genre and what's working in that genre when you have limited time and energy. So especially if you're like working a day job, or if you have family that you're taking care of or anything like that, you know, KU can make things a lot easier, especially if that's what works for your genre. You can be successful wide, but it usually takes more time to make ads, network, and get some extra promo. And having a huge backlist especially is really important if you want to be successful wide. KU has a lot of marketing built in, like not just the free days and the countdown deals and the extra visibility from like when somebody borrows your book and the extra money, but also like the popularity list, and the boosted rank. The popularity list, like KU has its own algorithms, and so if you're doing well there, you get recommended to more KU readers, and you can really get some good traction on there. And like I said, the extra money can end up being a nice chunk of money. So But again, a lot of this just depends on your genre. Look at that first. Look at the top authors. Look at your genre as a whole. Are most of the books in KU or are they not? Look at the size of your backlist. Look at how much time you have, whether you want to invest in Facebook ads and maybe figure out how to drive sales to Kobo or iBooks or something. And things might change, so be ready for that. Think about your values. Are you comfortable putting all your eggs in one basket, or are you okay taking that risk and setting some money aside? Either way, just kind of plan for the worst and set aside some money. Make sure you're not going into debt or something, in case something happens to you or everybody. Be ready to pivot. Have a mailing list. Either way, so that you can let your readers know if something happens and where to find you. And yeah, this is just kind of a decision that you have to make on your own. Look at all the pros and cons, consider them carefully, and it's not necessarily going to be a decision that you make forever. So maybe for now I'll be in KU and maybe next year I won't. Maybe something will happen and maybe being wide will be a better deal for me or those authors in my genre. So yeah, just kind of think about it. Let me know if you have any questions about this. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. And then also let me know if you'd love to see me talk about a specific topic. Maybe if you're new or if there's a certain something you want to learn a little bit more about, like mailing lists or productivity or releasing more quickly, anything like that, let me know in the comments, and I'd love to get some more ideas for these writer mom videos. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised both of the kids are still asleep. Like I said, they've been sick all week. I've been cleaning vomit left and right, literally. So it's been kind of a crazy week, but I was really glad that I was able to come on here for a few minutes, take a break, put on a little makeup, do my hair, and feel like a real human being for the first time this week, and chat writing about you guys. I'm so excited because next week is the New Books Conference, and so it's almost like a little vacation away from all the mom life, which is fun and awesome, but sometimes I just need a break. And then getting to go talk to my writing peeps, that's just like my favorite thing ever, getting to geek out, because I can try to explain all this stuff to my husband, but he's just not gonna get it. And yeah, just getting to go have a few drinks with writing friends and discuss what's going on in the author business, like it's my favorite thing ever. If you happen to be there, let me know, say hi. But for now, I'm going to see how much more kid-free time I can snag and see what else I can do. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.